Hey, number one, and Cindy Conway with a Y. I'm doing I'm doing good. Just coming off of 24 hours without any internet. I don't. I was sitting in here yesterday morning, and all of a sudden it was come one of those mother loads of hey Barbara, of a lightning thing hit right outside my window, and but it must have been a little further away than that. Uh, Next thing I knew, I didn't have no internet, and they finally told us last night that they couldn't get a tech out here until Thursday. But I guess they realized pretty quick this whole darn street was off, and they couldn't afford to wait till Thursday. And they come out here sometime last night and fixed it. But boy, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've ever had lightning hit close by you and how loud it is and everything, but it is a hey Isabel, it will scare you. But man, I tell you what, almost 24 hours without any internet was driving me up the wall. I mean, you can't do email, you can't. That's why I didn't have a uh, upload yesterday. Um, I finally got one up this morning, but it's all yeah, bejeebers, as it sure did. But you don't really think about how much I depend on the internet. It pretty much I got to get a haircut, man. Look at that. Or that's just um I mean everything, I check my bank, I I check my email, I check on relatives, uh I upload my everything, and just think, let's see, 20 years ago, how long have I been messing with this? 25 years. I started in 1995, and I got, hey now, Peruski, I don't have audible Naparuski, and I don't even know what that is. And I'm glad I'm glad you're on there, Naparuski. What do I do with that? Darn, here it is. You know, folks, when I got this hat, it blew off of somebody's head going on a motorcycle, and it was a disabled veteran's hat, and I discussed it then. I liked the hat and everything, and I had discussed it then that it said disabled veteran, and a lot of some people will think that means a veteran that's disabled military connected, and of course disability is not military collected. I had a chance to get a military collected thing, but I opted to waive my rights to it when I was getting my discharge that day. It was in Brooklyn Army Terminal in New York, and I just wanted to get out of there, and I waived it, and that would have been the time for me to get that disability on my hearing because I did suffer that injury while I was in the military. I caught the muzzle blast off of a 155 howitzer, and it it ruptured both of my eardrums. Made me, I mean, the concussion from that. I mean, it's like somebody just come up there and hit me with a 2x4 and knocked me down to the ground. And I didn't think I was going to have any permanent damage from that, but turns out I did. And my hearing is terrible. I take this, well, I can't hear y'all right now anyway, but I take this hearing aid out and I can't hear anything. And I can't hear anything on this is my left ear anyway, because that's the ear that caught the most. That's the ear I had the surgery on and everything. And I forget what that cost. I had that surgery in 1980, I think, 81. Hey, Lisa. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about that, I had questions about it, and a lot of you guys tell me if you got a question about whether you should say something or do this or that, then the best thing is just don't do it. And I had a question. I had a question about wearing this hat. It's a nice hat. I love the hat, and and me and Naparushka was talking about that, and so I'm still going to wear the hat somewhat, but as quick as I can afford to get me another hat that's got the Army thing on it and all that, veteran thing on it, but not disabled veteran, because I'm not disabled. I'm not connected, militarily disabled. And so I took this hat. I don't know if you can see it or not. I tried to black out see where it says disabled. I put black marker on it, see if it would block it out. It blocks it out somewhat, but I love the hat. But I don't know if I'll try and wear it. But I had a question about it when I first got the hat, and some people say that didn't make no difference, and then some says, well, it does imply that you're a disabled veteran. And I'm very proud that I'm a veteran. I'm proud that I was in the service, and I'm proud that I wasn't in any kind of combat that would have got me hurt. I'm proud of that too. And had I stayed in instead of getting out when I did in '65, I might not be sitting here because I was Vietnam bound. I know I was, and I was telling Naparuski a while ago. I got a Pearson relative, and I don't know how many times once removed this uncle is, but he was in the Revolutionary War. I don't know I can't remember, but his name was John Pearson. And then I had an uncle that was on the Arizona on December 7th, 1941 in Pearl Harbor. He's killed. He's entombed in that ship right now. They never brought everybody up. I got two uncles that was in World War II in France, and both got Purple Hearts in France and Germany. And one of those uncles didn't get wounded on D-Day, which was June 6, 1944. But they were brothers, and they were both on that D-Day invasion. My brother did two tours in Vietnam, and both times he did the two tours, he was wounded. Hey, Crazy Family. Hey, Crazy Family, I'm sorry we missed out on well, I don't know. That's why I question that. I mean, I'm a vet and I'm disabled, but it's not military connected. And I did get approved about 3 years ago for a service connected disability because of my ears. And I was so miffed at the time that they said I could only get $18 a month. I didn't even want. I declined it. I figured it would be better spent on somebody else. So I did get approved for it, but I declined it. And so the only way I wear the hat again, I guess, is to keep it, to have it blocked out. So I don't know, you know. But that you know, it wasn't one I bought. It blew off of somebody's head on a motorcycle, and I don't know why he didn't stop. It might have been a she. And I don't like people claiming things about the military that's not true. And I'll tell you something else. I got a niece. She's not a blood relative niece. She's a niece on my wife's side of the family. I would almost tell you her name because it's true. She is one of those stolen valor veterans. She was a veteran, but she never went anywhere. She never went no further than Texas. She was stationed in Texas. And of course, now she's claiming she was a wounded. She wears all this disabled veteran stuff about wounds. She was Purple Hearts and all that. She was never. Matter of fact, when she was in the Army, Vietnam was pretty much over. And I can't, that just tears me up that she does that. And she does it, of course, anything she does doesn't surprise me. I mean, heck, she took her three kids shoplifting with her on these little shoplifting trips. I almost, yeah, that makes sense, Sandy. I'm surprised somebody hadn't said something before now. Well, somebody did, but we just discussed it, and they said it really didn't matter. And then I just started wearing it. I like the hat. I still like the hat. But Marty's worse. You know, Marty, I sure miss. I noticed your channel is not so much on there anymore like it used to be. You know, you guys did stuff quite a bit. But anyway, yeah, I've got all kind of relatives that was in the military, you know, and then I got one uncle. He went in 1942 in the Navy, and I don't know if you've ever noticed that big family reunion picture from 1944. He's the only child that wasn't in that picture because he was away. He was in World War II, and he's not the one that was wounded. I don't know if he ever. I don't know too much about what happened to him, but he's not been dead all that long. But Marty, I hate it, man, that you're having these pains, and it's sure noticeable on your channel. And but anyhow, enough on the hat. I'm not going to be wearing it anymore, and uh, because I wondered about that when I first started found it, and then I wondered if it'd be proper to wear it or not, and so, but quick as I get the money, I'm going to order me a hat. I noticed this hat. As a matter of fact, there's a hat on Amazon just like this one, and I may try to block that. I don't know if I could block that out or not. It's still noticeable. I sure like the hat, but something happened. I had about 10 hats. Something happened to all of them. Oh, and something, guys. I was thinking about something a while ago. Uh, if they still said the Pledge of Allegiance at school before class every morning, I hadn't heard nothing about it or anything. I was just thinking, why is my hat looking so? There it goes. um, it's And I went there and asked my baby grandson. I said, "Do y'all still say the Pledge of Allegiance at school?" And he said, "Yep, we do." So hit the thumbs up, people. Yep, please do. Oh, have they done an MRI for disc? Oh, for disc issues. That's for Marty. Uh, no, well, I don't know. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying there, Naparuski. Um, Things are pretty tight right now. She's taking a vacation in July. My baby grandson will be a teenager. He'll be 13 years old, and she's wanting to take him to Disneyland or Disney World. And guess what he wants for a birthday present? He wants some MRE meals, military meals. I don't know why. I don't know why. I sure got enough of them things. They was just coming out with those. When I first went in the military, they had sea rations, and they were in cans. And they was just starting to come out with those MREs that you opened a little thing and you poured water into it and it heated it up and all that stuff. They was just coming out with those things. Hey, Willow, something I was wanting to tell. Well, I'm back on the road again, Willow. My batteries is charged. and I done lost my track. Every time I look over here, I lose track. Oh, but yeah, well, there was something I was want. Oh, I've told you I'm back on the road again, and I saw that number one. I saw that. Why would you want to eat MREs? The only way I'd want MREs is to have set back in case of emergencies. I wouldn't want none to eat, and the ones I have eat, they're all right, but they're better than the C rations was. But I don't know what the craze is about MREs. Jeez, I remember one time when I was in the about midway through the military. I wasn't the arms room sergeant. I was the arms room specialist. I was a spec four, and my job, if we went on alert, was to go down there and get that deuce and a half and that water trailer and all that stuff hooked up and pulled up to the arms room and loading up all the small arms weapons and stuff. And it was a deuce and a half, 2.5 ton truck that uh, I drove, and I used and sometimes in the winter when we was on alert for anything, I would set me. There was a sea ration can of beef stew, and I love that beef stew better than anything they had. And I used to go out there when we was just sitting there and the truck was idling and it was cold outside and I was sitting in. We had a little heater thing in there, and I'd go out there and set me a can of that beef stew on the manifold on the truck while that truck was sitting there idling, and I'd go out there in a few minutes and get it. It was nice and hot. And I went out there and set me a can of that on that manifold. You probably know what's going to happen. And I got back in the truck and I fell asleep. And all of a sudden, there was this big explosion. That can blew up under that hood on that truck. I had stew beef all up under the hood on the motor and everything. It smelled good, but I didn't get to eat none. It's a fad at the moment because of the pandemic and lockdowns and food shortages. I guess I guess Teresa McCain. I guess where are you going now, Peruski? You leaving? Gotta run, guys, doing some errands before I fly out tomorrow. What did I miss? You flying out? Okay, safe travels, my friend. Uh, yeah, I blew that can. I blew that can. I had some experiences when I was in the arms room. Golly, man. And also, when I first went in the Army, the rifle we had was the M1 Garand. And that sucker was a beast, but it helped win the war. Um, I found when somebody says something's pretty healthy to eat, it's not pretty tasty. A lot of cases, some of that stuff's all right though. But those M1s, it was M1 rifle. And that's what I trained with in the beginning. And when I got out, they had already switched over to what was the name of it? Was it M15? What? Anyway, it's the one that came right after the M1. I would love to have one of those M1 rifles right now. They also had a carbine that was called an M1, and boy, that thing, you couldn't. It was. You could fire it single fire or fully automatic. Uh, M1, it was semi-automatic. You had to pull the trigger every time to make it fire, but the clip held, how many amps? Seemed like it was about 7 or 8 rounds that it held. Can't remember. I could probably still. We had trained so much for those things. We had to learn how to they'd blindfold you, and you'd have to take that rifle apart and put it back together. It's completely blindfolded, which wasn't no big thing. What music? Am I? Oh crap! Hold on a minute. Let me shut that. Hey Jay, shut shut my door, baby. Thank you. See, my hearing's not all that keen. Even with my hearing aids, my hearing's not all that great. I don't want you to get a copyright. Oh, that's happened 2 or 3 times in here. I'd be making a video and I'd get a strike because of the music that was playing on there. Um, I don't know. I know how that works, I guess, but it seems silly. Uh, oh boy, I'm getting these foot pains and leg pains. Um, what else was I gonna say? I talk about. Oh, I went. Uh, 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 Lisa, did you get to look at that picture in was it my last video of those flowers? And I asked the guy what they were, and he said he thinks it's a wisteria. It doesn't look like a wisteria I've ever seen, but that thing has it come off of a stump on the other side of his fence, and it's come off of that stump, big bunch of it, and then it's taken over his fence. And he said he thinks it's a wisteria. Uh, but those are beautiful. Look like little pink pearls. Uh, but uh, but I got some cuttings out there. I have been totally reined in for the last 3 or 4 days, and it just driving me up the wall. I got out there a little while today. I had a bunch of strawberry plants that was ready for me to take away from the mother plant and put in their own pot. I did get some of that done. Um, but I've got so much stuff out there that I've got to do. My cucumbers are blooming, which really surprised me. And Lisa, my corn, the corn seeds I've planted in little cups, they're sprouted up. They've germinated. So I've got to get out back, find out where I'm gonna set them things, see if I can get me a dozen ears off of those. I can't remember. Was it white corn or just sweet? I can't remember. Um, but I just got so much stuff. I knew this was going to happen. All of a sudden I was going to have all this stuff That's what really kind of helped burn me out on the nursery stuff when I had it over at the other place. Because when that stuff, especially when you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of seedlings, when that stuff's ready, you have to repot or put them in. When they're ready to be something done with, you can't put them out, you can't put it off. You have to take care of it, or lose it. I posted on what to do to help me get a better look at the plant so I can identify. Okay. Um, but that one out there in front of, I went over to get some more cuttings off of that one. We've been trying to figure out what it is. And I went over, oh my God, they done clipped it. They done pruned it. I wish God I knew that. I could have probably got 200 or 300 cuttings off of those things easy. Because these I've got, they've already rooted. I hadn't taken them out of the water yet. But I don't know why. What did I do with them? Every time I come across seeds or something, I don't care what it is, and there's some seeds on it, I want to get the seeds. And I was sitting here eating some red globe grapes the other day, and they were seeds in them. So I got about an ounce of seeds there. I'm gonna see if I know you can root grapevines from cuttings, but I never had known anything about doing the seeds. I'm gonna put the seeds out, and I don't even know if they would grow here or not. But they're the red globes, and I love them things. I also love them green grapes, green table grapes. They don't have any seeds in them, but I imagine you could take a cutting off of them. But I don't know. The only kind of grapes I see around here is these. Oh, muscadines, muscadines. My grandmama Pearson, she had this big old vine out about a few hundred feet from the house, and it was on a trellis, and you could go up under it. It was a huge vine. And boy, when them muscadines was in, just go up on, you'd have to fight the wasps and stuff and the honeybees and all that stuff for the grapes. But man, they was delicious. I love them things. But hey, Darlene, how you doing, dear? Yeah, I'll tell you what, boys. When my internet went out yesterday, it was about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and that big old clap of lightning hit, and I heard it almost. You could hear it at about the same time that you seen the flash, because it was so close. And then about 2 minutes later, I noticed my internet was gone. Then about 30 minutes later, all right, do you have any grow bags or reusable? Oh, yeah, I've got grow bags up the wazoo. That's probably what I'm going to have to wind up doing. Um, yeah, I've got grow bags from 2 or 3 years ago. Uh, boy, I wished I had a basement to work in like number one, Scott. She's got a nice big basement. Uh, yeah, I was noticing something that Marty and Alan was getting the other day. What I believe it was a bunch of cheese or something. That gone, I'd love to get hold of some of that stuff. Hey, Fantab, how you doing, bestie? Gosh, you guys, some of you I don't see as much as I got used to seeing you, and uh, and there's still some that Manuela, I haven't seen her in a while. Granny Joe, I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, and and Marybeth, uh, she's not been as around as much as she used to be. Uh, I'm doing pretty good, Marybeth. And by the way, Will, I thank you for that $20? Because before that got me that got me a charger. I was so glad to get that thing back on the road, and I didn't get to go out today on it. I went out yesterday for a little while and got me some of those. What this guy said was wisteria, but I've never seen wisteria with that kind of a vine. And I'll show it more in detail tomorrow on a video I'll be doing. But I don't want to miss him. I only got 11 in the. Of course, this is just hump day. I'm probably going to do a hump day live stream from here on out. Uh, well, I hope you're feeling a lot better, Mary Beth. And uh, uh, by the way, well, that dirt you sent, boy, that's some hard stuff. People send me dirt from the state they're in, and that nobody sent me any dirt lately. I don't care where it's from. Send me some dirt. Just tell me where it's from. Uh, and I found the pictures of my old school. Um, I've got, what did I do with that? I wrote it down. There it is. Mattie V. Rutherford. That's my school. That's the telephone number of the school. That school was built in 1912. It's 110 years old. And I'm going to try, if they say they'll let me go into school and take a tour, uh, I would love to go in that school and I'd love to go up to Miss for what was my sixth grade classroom where I got all those paddlings uh, I'd like to see. And I noticed the pictures of the school now. They got these air conditioners in the windows and stuff. There weren't no air conditioners back then. And I got a picture. I forget who sent me that picture, but it's a picture that was taken along about the time I was there. And you don't see no air conditioners hanging in the window. You see them windows hanging up. Um, but I'd love to just go through the school. I was in the fourth grade there, and the fifth grade there, and the sixth grade there. And that's where me and Loretta was kissing, and just so many memories in that place. Um, that's where the boys got to use the girls' bathroom because something was wrong with the boys' bathroom, and I still ain't forgot. They put a sign up on the door out there, boys' time, and then girls' time, and what struck us as odd when we went in there, we wasn't expecting to see this little machine on the wall, and it cost a nickel, and it was Kotex. didn't Most of us didn't have a clue, but one guy did, and he informed us. And then Dickie, Dickie Meyer, he scrounged up a nickel and bought him a Kotex. Don't know what he ever did with that. Oh my gosh! And they had curtains on the windows. Didn't have no curtains on the window in the boys' room. There was no urinals. And they was complaining. The girls was complaining that the seats wasn't put back down, or they was left down and they got peed on and all that stuff. That was so comical. And that's where I found my name on the wall. I was on the wall, buddy. And I still believe Loretta wrote that on there. I honestly believe it. And we had this one girl. She wasn't so much into names and notes. She liked to draw pictures. Kathleen. Kathleen. And we know it was her that drew the pictures because at some point she had to go in there and repaint that stall. They give her a bucket of paint and a brush. She had to go paint that stall. Number one, sending me dirt. I don't think I got any dirt from your neck of the woods, number one. Don't have to be much, just, let's see. I got a bottle. Yeah, I got a bottle here. Matter of fact. Oh, oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, this is from Willow. This is from Willow. It's like rocks in there. That's what she sent me. Can you see that? It says Kansas Dirt from Willow Owlseer. I'd like to have dirt from every state, and I can't get no dirt from other countries because they won't send it. They'll destroy it. I had America sent me. Where's my little angel? I hope she's all right. I ain't seen her. I had my little. There it is. America sent me that little angel, and she sent me €50. and that was more than $50. But hadn't heard from her in a while. Marty, have y'all heard from America? America? Lisa Kleckner, right? What is that? UK Watch, right? But yeah, I want a collection of my dirt. I used to have a pretty good collection of dirt. But yeah, there's a lot. I got a lot of memories in that school. And so much happened in that 2 or 3 years that uh, I can't really get it processed in my mind in what order things happen. And I, I it, well, it's like when I would run away, when I decided I had enough of mom and my stepdad, and I'd run away to North Carolina. One time, my daddy actually come down there one weekend and told me to meet him over at Confederate Park at 7 o'clock or something like that on a Sunday morning, and that's when he took me back to North Carolina. So I was back and forth a lot. Well, I found gold one time. Where is it? I just had it there. Here it is. 18 karat gold. Can y'all see that? I found that in the trash. It's got a duck on the front. It's like a little keychain. It opens up like that. You flip it back. 18 karat gold. I don't. Why do I even have that out? But yes, right there it is. Cute little doodad. I found gold 2 or 3 times on stuff. But Crazy Family, do y'all want me to try to set up another private live stream? We hadn't been able to get together. I was going to do it last night. Of course, I didn't have no internet. Dad became the historian for his old grade school. He'd spend hours and hours at the library, the museums, and the courthouse. Well, I do my old school. The name Mattie V. Rutherford. That was the original name when they built the school in 1912. It was called Springfield Elementary. Springfield was not Jacksonville. It was a suburb of Jacksonville, and when they built the school, it was called Springfield Elementary, and Mattie V. Rutherford was the first principal, and she was a principal there for about 20 years. And then they changed the name to Mattie V. Rutherford. And I can tell you a lot about the school, and I know the address, 1514 Hubbard Street. She's at 5th and Hubbard Street in Jacksonville now, but that's still known as East Springfield. And I know now it's an alternative school. And I was looking at some of the recent pictures of it the other day, and it seems strange to see most of the students in that school, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way or anything. Most of the students were black, and schools were segregated back then. I never seen a black in that school. Well, the only black person. Well, no, he wasn't black either. He was white. So I'm talking about the janitor. But the school's 110 years old. and it's 2 stories. And you'll see, I'm putting up some pictures tomorrow, and you'll see from the pictures how it kind of looks. You can even almost see the flagpole where me and Loretta used to meet when I was toting her books to after school and everything. Uh, I've been told, I talked to the school board thing down there, and I can get a copy of my records for those 3 years. But I have to come up there in person, or I have to do some kind of verification thing to get them. I would love to see copies of my records for those 3 years, just to see what all it does. It probably remind me of stuff that I forgot about. But I did a lot of growing up in those 3 years, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Miss Valentine was my 4th grade teacher. Miss Kirsch was my 5th grade teacher for part of the year, and then Miss Gtaz was my teacher part of that year. And Miss Gtaz is the one that I dropped the highlights down the front of her dress. And I still feel so terrible about that. God bless her, boy, and she was a dog, but I had a crush on that teacher. Miss Gtaz. And then Miss Freeland, my 6th grade teacher, and she was so mad at me one day, she called me, "You little bastard." She said, "You little bad." Oops. She called me a little bastard. And then that time she was awful free with that paddle, boy. She'd paddle you in a heartbeat. But that time she'd paddle that girl's butt in there and made her pull up her dress and paddle her butt. That won't right. That won't right. But that's what she did. Paddle that girl's butt. Boy, if I'd have been a parent and got wind of that, she'd have had hell to pay. She probably didn't even tell her parents about it. Yeah, so folks, we gotta have something to do. We gotta have some kind of purpose. What am I missing here? Yeah, I've never been that far into it. There's a lot of things I'd like to know about all the schools I went to. R.J. Reynolds, that was my high school in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Boy, I got a story from that place. That was me doing something that it won't a rule, but it's just something that it was like a rule, but of course I broke the rule. Let me write that down before I forget it. Yeah, RJ and girls side. I broke the rules. All kind of things keep popping up in my head. And if I don't write them down, I'll forget them the next day. But that was R.J. Reynolds High School in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And one time, when I was going to R.J. Reynolds, there was this girl, and I noticed her a lot. Her name was Brenda Peebles. And we rode the city bus home. We rode the city. Oh, Carolyn, let me write that down. Oh, what I do with that? There it is. That stinking sister of mine, she made me walk home. Oh, thanks. If I don't write it down, I'll forget it. That's a story. Yeah. But this girl, Brenda Peebles, she, the bus was crowded, and she was standing up. Now that was the 8th grade. 7th or 8th grade, I believe it was. And she was struggling. The bus was jumping all around. She was struggling to stand up, and I wanted to offer her my seat. But I kind of offered her my seat. But it was I said, "You want to sit down?" And she thought I was going to get up and give her my seat. But no, she could sit down on my lap. And guess what? She did. She sat down on my lap. And I like that. I like that. That's when I found out her name was Linda. And that's when I found out that she lived on North Cherry Street, right across from the boarding house I was going to live in when I quit school. I lived at 728, and she lived at 729 North Cherry Street. And I dated that girl a lot after that. But yeah, I offered her a seat, but my lap was the seat. Oh my goodness. Brenda Peebles, I wonder what ever happened. Now her stinking brother, David, he's the one put that. See that stupid little tattoo on my arm? He's the one put that on my arm. And Brenda, oh boy, another story. I ain't gonna, let's see. Trick Brenda. Oh, Brenda's tattoo. I wonder if she still got that tattoo. I still got the one her brother gave me. It's kind of faded now. And it says Mac. You're supposed to said Mackie, but he didn't know how to spell Mackie. Oh my God, the the memories. Oh, yeah, tatted up. I've often wondered if I could get something put over that because that's such a little homemade. Somebody says that's a prison tattoo. Well, that won't prison when I got it. Oh, boy, if I could just talk to some of them guys today, the chuckles we could have. Oops. No. Oh my goodness. Another, another story. Gail and the beer can opener. And that's all I got to say about that. Oh my gosh. I almost got my tail kicked that night. Oh Lord. Isabel, you leaving? Um I've had this thing 80 years. I might as well just stay with it. Oh well. Um I sure wish I could meet some of them people. I, I wish I could talk to people where there's no talking to them. They're dead, you know. Yeah, a lot of things I wish I'd have told people that I never told them, and by the time I decided to tell them, they was too late. They was dead and gone. Um, that holy crap! I've been running my mouth an hour. I guess so. Guys, I appreciate all of y'all so much. Um, and when that internet went out yesterday for almost 24 hours, I just, the first thing that hit me when they said they can't fix it till Thursday, I'm thinking, there goes my hump day. 100-degree weather with an insulated curtain draped on my lap. I'm basting around the holes. I'm cutting into the top to insert grommets. Oh, okay. Um, I done lost my train of thought again. Anyway, guys, it just scares me to death to know how much I depend on this internet being here. 25 years ago, there wasn't no such thing. There might have been such a thing, but I wasn't aware of it. And Lisa, I'm gonna try to do better pictures of these things and everything. But that one wisteria, I'm hoping that is a wisteria, but it sure took over that man's fence, and it's beautiful. It looks like little pink pearls or something. You know, I couldn't believe how great that was. And I've got a bunch of cuttings started on that stuff, but that stuff's pretty invasive, they say, and it might be wisteria because boy, And when it's growing, I'll show it in tomorrow's video. It won't be posted till Friday. The vines and things growing, it looks like they got little claws coming out every inch or so that just sticks into things and holds on. I don't know if that's that hot there, Willow. Oh my gosh. That's hot. Uh, I don't. I'm not much aware unless I go outside. I'm not aware of any temperature fluctuations or anything outside. Uh, they're creeper claws. That's what they remind me of. Creeper claws. That's exactly what they'll even stick to your clothes. Uh, like I say, I don't know if that's wisteria or not. But guys, I appreciate all of y'all so much. I wish I'd got a bunch more in here today, but I didn't. And crazy family, I'm gonna send y'all another what? How did it go? Oh, okay. I'm gonna send y'all another invite for a private chat tomorrow, and see if we can get together on that private chat. They was having internet problems the first day or two, and then yesterday I couldn't go on because my internet was down. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Heck, it's 8 o'clock. I've been talking an hour, so uh, I will I will catch you in the next one, and all these stories I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. So I need to play my outro, don't I? I love all you guys and gals.